Referring to the PO-LING principles, I have to admit that, I didn't have any idea regarding the PO-LING as steps and the principles till I read the papers. But I can apply these papers to a lot of things in my life. Actually, I can apply this to any goal, any accomplishments I have done in my life. Let's say working here as a physical therapist. Okay, here comes the first one, the P, the passion, the priorities. When I come here, I had a lot of ways to look at it, but here comes how to arrange my priorities. I want to finish my doctoral degree, so how I do that? I needed first to finish the requirements for it, second to have money to study, third to have the time to study. So here comes the priority. The first one was I have to pass the National Physical Therapy exam. This exam, very hard one. You're working hard to pass this test. Some people they stuck in this test for 2-3 years. Okay, and some people they don't even can pass this test for their life. So I took the decision that my first priority is finishing this test, because this is my first step in my life, in my new life. So I worked hard, studying very hard, finished the test. I left everything in my life only for finishing the test, and thank God. Starting with the second one, others. All the experience I got through studying the NPTE test for 6 months, I had a lot of friends. They also have the same dream, but they don't know how to accomplish the dream, how to start even. How they always asking, are we going to pass this test? Is it hard? Is it hard for us to do it? Do we need to study more or go to some kind of college? So comes the point that I have to convince them that, guys, if one can do the test, then the others can do the test. There is no problem with it. Just you have to work hard. For me, my responsibility was I have to get them the material to study, the textbooks, books, studying with them. If anyone has a problem with any, have an issues with anything like neuro, orthopedic, whatever, here comes the point that I have to explain to them. I have to stay with them more time till I make sure that they did it. And thank God, I had 2 friends at that time. Thank God, both of them now, they PT, they work in. The third point is the lead. I told you in the first time that I had to take the test, and this was my priority. And then I have to help some friends to pass the test. So now we more than 4 or 5. Here come the point to have some kind of network to help others to get to this point and pass the test. And in that time, I can tell that I was one of the first in my class to come here. So I had a lot of responsibility with them, because they always asking me for what we do in this, what we should do in this. So after that, I become some kind of a big brother for some of them. That he just did the things they're going to do. He went through it, and he has some kind of experience that they may get used to it. So they may need it. So that's the third one for the lead. I start with myself, working hard to pass this test. Then now I'm talking about more than 15 or 20 friends. I can tell that all of them they friends, and working to get the same thing that I have done in the first month in my life here in America. Referring to the I, as inspiring people, I can tell that I'm more inspiring for my friends in my city, in my village, in Egypt, because for them their biggest dream was, finishing your education, having your own practice, stay in Egypt, get married, and that's it. Don't think about going abroad or get to know other cultures or work in a completely different system. But when I did it, I see in the eyes of a lot of people in my village, especially in my village, they have the same look I had before. I have to look at somebody, he was here in America, he was a doctor, he was here in America, and I was a kid, I was in high school at that time. I saw him and I had some kind of look that one day I'll be like this guy. And when I go back to my country now for a trip or for my family, I see the same look, and I see completely smarter people, and I think they're going to do a lot of things, and it was an honor for me to be inspired for any one of them. Regarding the network, we go on from finishing a test to start helping other friends to go through this test, and then I got an opportunity from a doctor that he was looking for somebody who has some kind of manual therapy skills to work with them. So when he had this ad, I had another friend who told me that, why don't you go and talk to him? I went to see him, I talked to him, and he offered me not only he didn't offer me only a job, he offered me to finish my papers too. For me, this was a very good idea at that time. Finished my papers, and then after working together for 2-3 years, here come a lot of networks, a lot of friends that offers you a lot of opportunities. I was working first in outpatient therapy, and then I transferred to work in a home care therapy, one of the most responsible and good agencies in New York City. And from the agency, I started working in schools, and now I'm working in one of the best schools in New York City too. So I think that having a network that not only help others, but you helping others, and you find out that at the end you coming out the idea that you're helping yourself. That was the same thing. The last letter, which is grow. We started here with a very few number, maybe like 10, 15, 20 maximum Egyptian physical therapists. In the past few years, we had a meeting now from few months, we've been more than 200. We've been more than 200 physical therapists from Egypt, from one country, working together, having some kind of goals, mutual goals for themselves and the country here. They helping a lot of people in New York City. They helping building their dream and building the country here at the same time. So I can tell that moving from 15, 20 to 200 in just a few years, 5-6 years, that's an amazing thing. Regarding pushing yourself to do the right thing, we've been 15, 20, now we're more than 200. Every single one of them has his own lifestyle, his own way of thinking, his own experience, have been through a lot of different things. You gather all the experience from those people. Let's say if I have some kind of issue with diagnosing something with a patient, I know who I should call. At the same time, I see one or two of my friends, they following the PhD, they pursuing the PhD. I had the same goal for them. I have the same dream that, oh, why don't I do like them? I should do the same. We helping each other. If one can do something, then the others can do the same thing.